Hey guys, so after using Hone Health for a few months, I can tell you exactly what to expect from them. That includes pricing, signing up, how their treatment process actually works. Also, what makes them different from other telehealth TRT clinics, because quite a few out there right now. And look, pricing is one of the things I'm going to cover here, but you can get up to $100 off using the QR code on the screen or the link below, just a heads up. Okay, so when you sign up, right, it's going to start with a really quick intake form about your health history, symptoms, and goals. Then they're going to mail you a lab test kit, right? So it's basically a simple finger prick test. You do it yourself, you ship it back, and your results get uploaded to a dashboard that you'll have access to. You can also choose to go to like an in-person partner lab if you prefer, but who wants to waste that time? The portal, by the way, is super clean, super easy to navigate. And once your labs come in, that's where the real value of Hone Health kicks in, I gotta say. So of all the telehealth services that I've used for TRT, Hone Health's physicians are hands down the best when it comes to explaining your labs. I'm not exaggerating here. They are unbelievably patient. I had a ton of questions, in fact, and they never once made me feel rushed. They literally went line by line through my blood work. And when I told them that I'd actually been on TRT before, they didn't just skip over those things. They actually explained why some of my numbers might be off compared to what I expected, based off of what I was seeing with my previous clinic. Let me actually give you an example, because this was awesome. So my doctor actually pointed out to me that my estradiol levels were trending a little too high. Okay. I didn't know what that meant at first. He explained what it meant and how it can, it can happen naturally when even when your testosterone levels are solid, and how they'd handle it through small dosing adjustments, or potentially what they call an aromatase inhibitor, but only if I need it, right? So he's giving me this whole thorough game plan. You can look up what an aromatase inhibitor is if you want. So that level of thoroughness is rare. I've never seen another telehealth provider that detailed or that courteous with their time. It really made me feel like I was talking to someone who was genuinely caring about getting it right, not just processing another patient, just checking another box. Now, once everything's approved, you get to choose your treatment format. This is also where they stand out, okay? They offer injections, topical cream, and something that most clinics don't, which is troches, I forget how they're pronounced. They're basically small dissolvable tablets that go under your tongue. They're sublingual, right? They are ridiculously easy to use and surprisingly effective. Now, I had never seen that option at any other clinic I've tried. And it's really great for a lot of guys who don't love the idea of needles or rubbing on cream every day and having to be super careful about not getting on your loved ones and stuff. Now, I went with injections personally because that's what I'm used to. And about a week later, everything arrived. The whole shebang, syringes, wipes, vials, clear, easy to follow instructions. Everything was super clean, professional, and really well labeled. I mean, even from the packaging, you can just tell they've invested in presentation and quality control. Now, something to just be aware of, every few months, they'll prompt you to retest your labs and schedule a check-in, okay? This process is structured, but don't worry, it's not overbearing. You always have access to your provider through the portal if you have any questions, and they'll reach out when it's time to either renew prescriptions or make adjustments. It's pretty simple and smooth, which is obviously exactly what you want from telehealth if you're, not wanting to leave home and you want that convenience. All right, now let's talk about one area where Hone Health gets a lot of heat, from me included, and that's their pricing. Now, the service itself is great. The doctors, the packaging, the professionalism, all A+, but their pricing system can be confusing and can seem intentionally misleading to a lot of people. Okay, look, first of all, there's a membership fee, and then there's the cost of your medication, and sometimes labs are separate. So when you see marketing that says starting at $25 a month, that doesn't apply to TRT. In reality, once you combine membership, medication, and labs, you're looking at roughly $150 to $200 a month, depending on your setup and treatment type. Now, here's the thing. That is still very fair for the quality of care you're getting and getting effective testosterone treatment, right? But it's just not as transparent as it should be. And that's actually the only real complaint that I've seen other people have about Hone Health. In fact, from what I've actually read online and experienced myself, that's basically the only reason people ever even leave the service, because it's so white glove. Because basically they leave because they didn't fully understand the pricing layout up front. So again, if you're considerate, just go in knowing what you're paying for. Membership, meds, and labs are separate, and you'll be fine. All right, now what stood out to me as the most positive, right? What are the biggest pluses? Well, like I said, the doctors are exceptional. They're patient, knowledgeable. They take their time to explain everything. Easily the best telehealth experience I've ever had when it comes to communication and actually being educated. There's also, of course, the multiple treatment options, right? Injections, cream, or troches. You can choose whatever fits your lifestyle best. And again, the troches are a game changer for a lot of people because they're super easy to use. And again, I've never seen another clinic offer them. And this is something that I can't really overstate, and don't underestimate the value of this. Shipments arrive on time, packaging is clean, and everything feels top tier. A lot of these places deliver late, which kind of ruins your whole cycle. And then of course, the actual results of the testosterone treatment, right? I mean, if it's not working, then what's the point of any of this, right? My energy, mood, focus, all improved, have stayed improved even after moving from my last service that I was using. My recent workouts especially have been really easy to recover from. I'm telling you that the dosage adjustments they make are awesome. So what did I not love? Honestly, I did my homework before going into it with these guys, so I knew what I was getting into. It was just the pricing structure. It's not that it's expensive. It's just that it's layered. There's prices, it's just things that are confusing and not transparent. Again, guys, I didn't really get attacked too hard by this because I did my homework before going in, but it's the only downside here is really the pricing structure. It's not that it's expensive. It's that it's just layered and not transparent because you're getting actually a pretty good price overall anyway. Now, remember, you will get $100 off using my link or that QR code. So yeah, you have your membership, you have your meds, and sometimes, yes, your labs will be separate, but $100 off definitely helps, okay? Later, guys. Hope you enjoy the video.